Hello and welcome to the Herd Racing League. We have a great race on tap. We have our there we go. So we have the the D category already on the course, and right now we're watching D Scott. I think that's Darren. I'll check from the Hoff. Which is one of my favorite teams in the herd for Zwift Racing League. And it looks like an early break here. So they've got, there's one rider ahead of these two from WMZ Dodgers. You've got Scott and Arguello who are sitting, and they've got 4 seconds already on the rest of the herd of the pack, including a couple of herd riders right on the front. So we'll see how that goes. Surprised, really, trying to break this up even before hitting this 3%. I mean, it's probably going to break up on this 3% climb here, unless people try to keep it together. But yeah, interesting to see the pressure on that early. Okay, so yeah, it does look like that this race is coming a bit back together. There's another group beyond this first four. Looks like another 4 or 5 going to join immediately, and then there's to make a group of about 10 or 11, and then a few riders off the back. As this is a pretty tough pace for the D's going up this long 3-4% drag here. Okay, so we have looking at this race on Zwift pair. So that is Darren Scott. We have Jeff Endurance from the herd, and the William Mueller also from the herd, I believe. Yeah, I see Jeff Endurance. I see. Oh, Barry Hansen's also herd, though. I'm gonna have to send Barry my my video on how to add the herd on Zwift Power. He's not showing in Zwift Power as herd. And then we've got. I guess one of these riders appears to have registered an E category for some reason. So the pressure is on here at the front. It is looking like these other 2 riders that are with Darren are not on Zwift Power, so that's they're not going to be in the final scoring with the points. We just switch back to our multi-view here as the C's are about to take off. And there we go. And there we see Terry Leduc from Care Bear Racing, also a herd member. He's in the pink. He's in the pink tonight, and he did mention to me that that was for a very good reason, where October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So good on you, Terry. And we'll just look around and see who else we have in the for herd C riders. I do see some of our. So Kyle's here again. He was racing last week. We also have. Who's that? David Kane in the is here. Terry Leduc. JF Herd Italia. Okay, not sure. Don't think I see him yet. Maybe here, maybe not. That's in the sign-ups. The C's aren't showing in Zwift Power Live yet. There they are. Okay, yeah, so we've got David Kane, Kyle, the Furious Foals, and Terry Leduc for herd riders, I believe. So the C's should look pretty good as well. So looking back at the D's, they're getting close to the top, very close to the top. They're pretty much at the top of this first climb here now. So it looks like a group of 7-ish. Another pair about 10 seconds back, and another pair another 15 to 20 seconds back of that. So it has broken up quite a bit as climbs like this have the so quick out of the gate have the ability to do. So looking back at the C's, again, it looks like there is one rider really trying to go off the front here. So I don't know if they. So going off the front is a tactic, but yeah, that does seem a bit much here. Let's see who that is. Oh no, so that's Ostrich. So he is in E category for some reason. Then we have C McKnight from Coalition pushing things on. I see Terry right on his tail, and those two do have a pretty good gap on everybody else. So let's just watch Terry and see how this attack goes for a few minutes. So the D's are coming up to the first sharp corner here. With Darren, so the gap back to who's that? Barry Hansen is so they've closed things into I think 7 seconds there. So this is quite the lead. 15 seconds this pair has now here in the C's. The B's are off. And who do we have? So we have Eric Sedgwick. We have a psychologist whose name I love. We've got Bobby Edwards. We've got Stuart Lynn from the herd. Yeah, this is a pretty good field. So these two guys at the front are really pushing on. Sounds like the same script from the C's. Stuart Lynn is definitely leading the chase here, trying to get this right back together. So I think it looks like he's in the draft. So I think this is going to stick together. This is a oh no. So now we've got a lone rider off the front. Gonna a solid 4.5 watts per kilogram. So Stuart is back into his draft here, I think. So yeah, it looks like Stuart's on here. We'll see if he presses on with Stuart in his wheel or not. It looks like he's eased off quite a bit there. So he was trying to break away very early. As soon as there was somebody in his wheel, he backed off. It does look like these two, who do have a little bit of a gap, will definitely be joined by at least a couple more, and that's including a psychologist and Eric Sedgwick and Bobby Edwards. So, but yeah, it looks like that whole B group is grouped right back up again. So switching over to the D's. This front group is starting to splinter a little bit. Yeah, a 3% climb is very draftable. I'm surprised people are pushing off quite so much. So it looks like Darren might be. He's putting a bit of an effort here. Is he trying to bridge this solo? He's looks like he's riding people off of his wheel here. Let's just switch and take a closer look here. No. So they've all grouped back up. There's one rider 5 seconds off the front of the group. Looks like Hansen from the herd is only 4 seconds behind this group now. Good job by Darren getting into that super tuck. Yeah, that super tuck will be faster than the 3 watts per kilogram the guy in front was using there. So now we hit the KOM start here. So there are points. So there are maximum 50 points for the winner and 1 point per place for the fastest time up this from that start line we just passed up to the banner, as well as points for the first across the line at the banner. So we have caught the rider that was out on his own off the front of this D group. And somebody else is pushing on off the front from here. Gonna watch this KOM. Darren is using his feather now. Good idea to get back, to use that to get back into the draft of this pair if you can. Well done. If he can, this is steep, but yeah, there is still a draft effect. Very much worthwhile trying to stay in that wheel, but it does look like Kelly is going to be able to distance Darren right here. We'll see whether this regroups after they get over the top. So up in the Bs, we do have a little bit of a group off the front again here. So that is with Stuart, a psychologist, and Eric Sedgwick for herd riders, all in a group of looks like about 6 or 7. And then Bobby Edwards is 1 second off the back. I'm pretty sure he'll get back on here. On the in the C's, so Knight of the Coalition has dropped Terry. I don't know whether Terry's. I know if I were Terry at this point, I would be kind of sitting up to get into that group before the KOM, and yeah, a lot easier to do this in a group. The speed of the group is a lot on this course. I was just looking at the so Stuart Lynn is he's putting in some work on the front of this this subgroup of Bs. It looks like he does want to attempt to split this group. And Terry does cross the start of the KOM with the group, and yeah, they immediately catch McKnight. So that just they carried so much speed from that downhill being in the group. And yeah, this is Terry with a big sprint, nice big surge, and he is very much attacking the climb. And Darren has just crossed the top of the climb. So in 4:02, that's 17 seconds slower than the fastest time, but that is good for second fastest across the line, and he's fastest from the next by another 12 seconds. So big time differences on that first KOM, but that looks like 49 and 49 points for Darren. Okay, looking at the C's. So Terry is driving the pace. He's got Kyle No Guts with him, and there's a pretty good stream of riders. Well, another couple riders with them, and then we've got David Kane leading the the next group off the back. So Terry's pushing forward again through McKnight and Kyle. And this lead group of 4 does look to have a bit of a gap over the rest. Looks pretty likely to be a sprint to the line here for the points. Probably for all the for both sets of points. Oh, Terry has a feather he's using now. Over the top of Kyle. Bit of draft off the D rider. He's got 10 meters on Kyle and more over everybody else. Looks like Terry's going to get first across the line with just under 3 minutes. Kyle's at 3 minutes solid, so it looks like Terry from Care Bear Racing, as well as the herd, and Kyle are the first and second over the line and first and second for time. So good on them. D category, looks like Darren is just about to hit the sprint. So he is in the sprint segment. He is ramping up the power a bit. We'll just zoom in here. Not really going big power. I don't know how that's going to go for points here, but he's definitely brought the power up a little bit to bring the speed up, but that's going to be significantly slower. It's almost 4 seconds slower than the first through, but he is, so some of the following riders are going through faster than he is, but he did have second place points across the line and looks like so far fourth for fastest on the segment. We'll just zoom into the Bs here. So it looks like we do have Stuart Lynn at the front. So, and this is, there goes a psychologist off over the top. Got Bobby Edwards with him. A pretty good attack by them. Stuart just catch the wheels. These guys trying to close back in on that pair. And then we've got riders 2 and 10, and then a group of 3 about 12, 13 seconds back from Stuart here. Okay, so it does look like Kyle's riding by himself. What's going on? Terry's riding by himself in first. McKnight's riding by himself in second. So Terry's picked the pace up a little bit, but definitely not going through this in a full sprint. But he does definitely get first across the line points. And 22:13, that's a pretty good but not crazy time. I think that's going to be faster than McKnight, just looking at his power. Yeah, and let's see what Kyle's got here. He did have a little bit more power through the line anyway, but he is third. Oh, and there we go. So pipped up to first as far as the first across the, or the fastest through the segment points is David Kane of the herd. So good job, David. So Stuart Lynn just went through. Looks like 5th across the line and 5th fastest. Good job. And we'll just Eric Sedgwick, 7th and 7th. Pop up here to watch this lead group with what have we got? We've got 2 herd riders with Bobby Edwards and a psychologist. And it does look like there's 1 rider in front of this trio. I don't know how long they're going to stay out there. So it does look like David Kane and Kyle have grouped up in the C's. As far as the D's are concerned, it looks like we do have a group of 4 all together now for the D's as they approach the end of the first lap and get ready to do it all over again. Okay, still no change in the D's. We've got Bobby Edwards covering a attack by Wilson with a psychologist behind him. Oh, I think he might be going to let that go. Yep, he's Bobby's dropped back to that group with a psychologist and Atherton. So it looks like Kyle managed to bridge himself up to Terry and Mulligan, and Dean is about 8 seconds back. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it up here or not. Okay, looks like Darren is letting that group of 3 ahead get away. We'll see if he tries to stick on with Kelly, who's just gone past him here. Yeah, so that's Barry Hansen up ahead, along with Collins and Arguello, who I don't believe are on Zwift Power. In the C's, it looks like Chris McKnight has pulled out has gone off on another solo attack with Kyle Terry and Patrick Mulligan, all sitting together in the second group on the road of 3. And then there is another group of 2 with David Kane in the herd with a dirt rider, Jim Driscoll, just sitting about looks like 10 seconds back. So just checking in, looking at the D's. Darren's done a good job of working his way back gradually. He didn't put a big sprint effort in, but just kind of gradually worked and brought that group of 4 back. So now looking at only Barry up the road. So look to see Darren probably just sit in the draft here and not try to pull Barry back anytime soon. Let guys from other teams do it for him. In the B's, similar thing going on as they've just gone through the banner and made the turn onto the long but draftable climb. So it's still a group of Bobby Edwards, a psychologist from the herd, along with Atherton from the coalition. And they've got a C. Wilson off the front by a significant margin now. It's saying 25 seconds. So yeah, that is a significant margin. May or may not come back, but we'll see how it works as we go through some of these rollers where the ups and downs, where the extra speed of being in a group really does pay off. Just checking to see. So see, Mark John just did catch that Ali from the dirt team did not make it onto into the race today. So there was some chat in the pen. I didn't catch why he wasn't able to race, but he did check in to wish everybody who was racing good luck. So the gap from Barry Hansen back to the this chase group of 5 is coming back down. He's just a second or 2 now, so it looks like that's probably going to get caught. Darren does have to be careful not to lose the wheel here, though. Well, we've seen him do it a couple times here to let the group go and then just kind of keep the power up for a little bit and gradually pull that back. I know I usually prefer to give a little burst and stay in the draft all the time, but yeah, it does definitely seem to be working pretty well for Jared. In the C's, looking at Terry LeDuc with Kyle and two others, looks like Mulligan and Itachi, who are all sitting together, and not sure whether. Yeah, and then yeah, we've got McKnight 20 seconds off the front. Very similar in the C's, where we do have Bobby along with a psychologist, very close together anyway. And yeah, there's C. Wilson from ZCD off the front there. Checking in with the D's, it does look like Darren Scott has let that group continue to move out. Looks like Barry has been caught by at least the front of that group, but he. Yeah, so he's sitting 8 to 10 seconds back, and looks like 8 to 10 seconds back is also McKnight, the C sole leader, and then just another 15 or 20 seconds back of that is the C lead group. So this might work out to bring Darren back into the group if he's very lucky. It's going to be. Oh no! I think it basically. Yeah, if he's lucky, he's going to be able to stay away from that main group of C's until it's time for that sprint. Okay. And sorry, I'm going to take a quick break here and go grab myself a drink.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves. burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway to play. Haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Hello, and I'm back. I got myself a nice Rome hazy IPA from the Market Brewing Company. So I was we'll just go with that. So checking back in with the D's, like Darren was not able to hang on with Terry and Kyle's group as they came through. So they are on the downhill, approaching the KOM for the second time. And it looks like in the B's we have what do we have? We still have a group with Bobby with a psychologist and Atherton of the coalition. And yeah, so C. Wilson is still off the front here with a 40-second lead now. And 40 seconds back of them is Kane and Stuart Lynn. So our C group and the and Darren from the D's are all on the KOM. Looks like Kyle and Terry are both hitting this really hard. I think just yeah, looks like they have broken the draft here. They just passed Barry Hansen in the D's. Oh, Mulligan just caught up to Terry. Terry's sprinted right back up to get in the draft of Kyle. Does look like Terry's having some issues here. He's he is using his draft power up. Kyle is climbing nice and strong here. See how this goes. Our B group with Bobby and a psychologist have also started the KOM. Bobby has hit it the bottom of the KOM very hard. We'll see how he does here. Looks like he's he might even be trying a bridge here. Certainly at minimum an attack. Now, Terry and Kyle have kind of gotten tangled up in the D's. If Terry's realized that one of the two riders just came. Two of those riders were Mulligan and Itachi, which drops him back to fifth over the line, and they all crossed the line roughly together. So I think that should be a fourth, I think, fourth or fifth across the line, depend on time, and definitely fifth across the line on the second KOM for Terry. Bobby has put in a heck of an attack. He's got 4 seconds on Atherton, almost 15 seconds on our psychologist buddy here. And yeah, it looks like he is very solidly in second for the across the line. We'll see what happens for time. It's tough to get times for the second lap here unless people improve. Things can very much be swapped around by people. Yeah, so Bobby did not go fast in lap one. I didn't expect it. And yeah, so pretty much have to wait until after the race to see what the fastest through the segment points look like on especially for multiple laps. Definitely looking good though. Darren Scott just crossed over the line, and yeah, kind of hitting this a little slow. He is sitting in sixth place, and Arguello is the next D up the road, 7 seconds up the road. So we'll see what happens to Darren here. He does have Stuart Lynn's group of the Bs a little over a minute back. I don't think they're likely to catch him in time for the sprint, so they're highly unlikely. So Kane from the herd, that is David Kane. He might catch Darren. It's probably Darren's best shot for a really good sprint time is if David catches him at a convenient time for a good tow into that sprint point. Just keeping a little eye on the A's. We've only got the 3 cameras, but the A's, I did see some very big sprint numbers coming from the front there, and yeah, that's looks like a pretty good group of A's with power, and actually looks like they're playing the points game. It does look like Ewan Simpson is the only herd rider I see in the A's tonight. Okay, now going back, so the absolute front of the race is McKnight. Now Terry has closed that gap to McKnight, so the two of them are off the front. There is a group just a second back here, but it does look like Itachi is not on Zwift Power. and Kyle No Guts. Yeah, so Kyle and Terry. So this group has come back together. So this looks like a front group of 5 that, unless there's an attack right here, are likely to reach the final climb up to the finish together, at least, if not the finish line. So looking at the Ds, Darren is going through the sprint right now. He's putting in a good effort on the second half of the sprint, get the power up right through the line, and yeah, Darren did improve his time. So actually, there's a chance he got the fastest time overall on this prime, as that was the second fastest time overall in the race, but that first time was on the first lap. So now Darren does have the chance to draft David Kane of the Seas here, who's just caught him, and that is a bit of free speed. That is will make it easier to catch any riders in front or avoid being caught for other in-category riders from behind. Though it does look like Darren is taking his own polls, so he and David Kane kind of working together here. Looks like the A's are only a few seconds back, so we may see them shortly. Back to the C's, though. They're on the final approach to the finish line. And I do not have a... Okay, we don't have a zoom in of the C's right now. Looking at group of 4, they've dropped Mulligan. Terry has an Arrow helmet. He's not gone yet. They're right down to the end. Okay, now Terry goes just in the last 50 meters. That was left very late, and it doesn't look like anybody could match Terry's sprint on that one. Well done, Terry. And yeah, so there we go. Looks like Terry was first across the line at the end, so that is a pretty big bunch of points with 200 points for the finish plus 4 points per place. So second place, 196. So well done. So looking at the B's next, I believe B's or not the D's should be Darren should be the next group over to the line. I think the A's are somewhere in the middle here. No, it is. So Bobby Edwards' group should be the next. And Bobby has just crossed the line. And I did not see so I think Bobby was second there. I'll just have to watch that back and see. And now we have Darren Scott trying to hold off Herd teammate Barry Hansen 6 seconds as he goes up this absolutely brutal finish with this sharp 10%er hill. So he does have Arguello in his sights, only 5 seconds ahead, but Barry is only a second behind as well. Looks like these 3 are coming together for the line. See if Darren's able to keep up with these guys. He has triggered his power up early, which is not a bad plan if you're having trouble keep staying on right here. Because if you get dropped, you're not coming back. No, it looks like Barry might have him here. He's opened up enough of a lead. There is no draft. Got 4 seconds now, continuing to open that lead up. Does look like it's likely going to be Barry Hansen. As we get close to the finish. And Darren is going to finish in 5th. So same position he was as he approached that finish, but yeah, he got passed by Barry, but passed Arguello. So well done to all our riders tonight. Thanks. And next week we have the HARE race. Will be the first race of the Herd Club Championship. So watch everything for more info on the Herd Club Championship that will be taking place starting 1 week from now. And that will be doing all of the herd races in a week, or one of each. But that is a significant series of races, and we'll see how everybody does next week. Have a good weekend and good luck on your own races.